Welcome to the English Archive. If you've been studying English for years but still freeze when you try to speak, this video is for you. And before we go any further, let me say this clearly. You are not bad at English. Your method failed you. The grammar prison. There's a concept I want you to understand first. I call it the grammar prison. It's a mental state millions of English learners are trapped in. You've memorized vocabulary lists. You can explain verb tenses, you know why a sentence is correct. But the moment you're in a real situation, ordering food, answering a question, joining a conversation, your mind goes blank. Not because you don't know English, but because your brain isn't speaking. It's calculating. You're running grammar checklists in real time under pressure, and that creates an impossible cognitive load. Speaking a language should be automatic, but grammar-based learning makes it stressful. Learning versus acquisition. Here's the idea that changes everything. There is a difference between learning a language and acquiring a language. When you study grammar, you are learning about English. That uses your conscious, analytical brain. But fluency does not come from that part of the brain. Fluency comes from acquisition, a subconscious process. And this isn't motivation talk. This comes from decades of linguistic research. The input hypothesis. A linguist named Dr. Stephen Krashen transformed how we understand language learning. His research led to something called the input hypothesis. The idea is simple and powerful. Humans acquire language in only one way, by understanding messages, not by memorizing rules, not by correcting every mistake, but by receiving comprehensible input. Language that is mostly understandable with just a small amount of new information. Krashen called this I+1, your current level plus one step forward. That's the sweet spot. If it's too easy, you don't grow. If it's too hard, it becomes noise. But when you understand the message, your brain absorbs grammar automatically, how babies actually learn language. Think about how babies learn language. No grammar books, no flashcards, no corrections. They listen. For months, for years. This is called the silent period. Their brains build patterns first. Speech comes later. As adults, we ignore this completely. We pressure ourselves to speak immediately. That pressure creates anxiety, and anxiety blocks acquisition. The English Archive method is designed to recreate this natural process. Think about how babies learn language. No grammar books, no flashcards, no corrections. They listen for months, for years. This is called the silent period. Their brains build patterns first, speech comes later. As adults, we ignore this completely. We pressure ourselves to speak immediately. That pressure creates anxiety, and anxiety blocks acquisition. The English Archive method is designed to recreate this natural process without stress. So why audio? Why podcasts instead of textbooks or movies? Efficiency. A well-designed audio archive gives you high-frequency language, the most common words and structures used in daily life. Not movie vocabulary, not poetic lyrics, real language. And audio has something text never will: emotion, tone, rhythm. When you hear how something is said, not just what is said, your brain creates mental anchors. You don't remember definitions, you remember experiences. That's what fluency feels like. This is not passive listening. Each audio file is used 3 times with a different focus each time. First listen, just understand the message. No pressure, no details, just meaning. Second listen, notice vocabulary and phrases. Your brain already knows the context, now it sees details. Third listen, focus only on rhythm, intonation, and flow. This is how you stop sounding robotic. Meaning, words, sound, no grammar rules, no stress, just absorption. Consistency beats intensity. 15 minutes of focused input multiple times a week is more powerful than hours of grammar once a week. Because acquisition needs frequency, not force. Fluency isn't a finish line, it's the natural result of a daily habit. You are not a student anymore. You are a listener. Your only job is to press play and trust your brain. Stop trying to control the language. Let it grow. This is not magic, it's science simplified. For the next 30 days, do this. Stop worrying about grammar. Commit to 15 minutes, 3 times a week. Use the 3-step listening method. Then observe what changes. Because the fastest way to improve your English is not by studying harder, but by listening differently. So here's the point. If English still feels hard, it's not because you're incapable. It's because you were trained to analyze, not to acquire. That's what the English Archive is for. We don't study English here. We let it build itself. See you in the next archive.